CANTERLOT Music Academy. There is no place quite like it. This is where Octavia Melody practices. She has just entered college, only 1 year ago. Still, she is having trouble making friends. Every day she finds herself in the practice rooms along a long hallway at the back of the music department. The hallway snakes around a corner on the left, turns around one more time, and meets back where it started, leaving Octavia and fellow musicians practicing in an endless loop. She has found peace here most of the time, spending her days practicing what she can and dreaming of the spotlight on the CANTERLOT Symphonic Orchestra. She has very big dreams, but she has told almost no one about them. Instead, she focuses on her actions, showing her strength through her playing, through her performance. And yet, she stands there in the room, cello at the ready, not able to think of anything to play today. You know this because you have been coming here to practice as well. And you always find the room next to hers. You love the sound of her music. You love how strong it is, how passionate it is, how perfect it is. And you can feel her enthusiasm in every note as she pulls forth from a reserve of energy so potent, so beautiful, that the only thing you can do when she starts playing is sit, listen, and feel the notes course through you. It's as though, even though she is not a unicorn, even though she doesn't have any outward magic, the strength, the power that comes through her playing energizes you and anyone who listens. You sit there sometimes soaking in all of the notes and every melody. It is a transcendent experience to be anywhere near Octavia Melody when she puts her heart into the song. So today, when you know that she will be practicing in this one particular room, when you know to sit in the room next door and wait, you see her pass by in the small vertical window. You hear the door open, closes. You can hear the slightest muffled shuffling around. For these are padded rooms, of course, acoustically dampening, making it perfect for the practicing. But you can always hear it if you're next door. Just enough that she must be playing so loud. At least she was. For now you sit there and listen and wait. And it has been 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. She hasn't exited the room. She never takes this long to start. She's always too excited to begin anew every day. So what is the problem right now? You wait. You put an ear against the wall. Maybe it's just more insulated than you thought. Maybe they changed the rooms so that you can't hear anyone next door. You get out by opening the door and making a casual walk through. You pass by her room next to yours, glance inside quickly. Her back is turned. She is not facing the window. She is holding the cello and staring at it, head down. You stop, peek inside. There is no one in the hallway, no one to question why you would be staring at one of the musicians practicing alone, or rather, not practicing at all. In fact, you realize there is no music coming anywhere from inside the practice rooms. An oddity. Where is all the music? Was there something you missed? Some event that everyone else is out at except you and Octavia Melody? You stare inside and she is still turned away, head still down. She holds the cello close as if it were a body of a lover. You think for a moment you can hear sniffling. She rubs her eyes, and there is definitely a sniffle as a response. What is she upset about? Do you knock? Do you wait? If she were to turn around right now, what would she think of the individual looking at her? You don't want to stay too long. You don't want to make it look like you're trying to invade her space, but you are concerned. So, you knock. And you wait. She freezes up. She didn't expect that. She turns and sees you standing there. Her eyes are red, red from tears. You don't know why. You don't know what to say, so you don't say anything. You simply wave awkwardly. You just wanted to show that you weren't threatening, that you were concerned. You gesture to her. You mouth the words, "Are you okay?" She looks down, doesn't hide anything, and shakes her head. You point at the handle and then at yourself, as if to gesture, "May I come in?" She reaches out and opens the door for you, and you step inside. It's rather cramped in here, and there is only one chair, which Octavia sits at, and her cello takes up most of the rest of the space. And yet, you are able to squeeze into a corner and just wait a moment. She doesn't seem ready to talk, but she let you in. So you take a moment. You just put your arms across your stomach and wait, looking at the cello, noticing its features, the fine skill of the crafter who made this beautiful form. You want to hold it and look at it, just admire its grace, admire its refinement, and then you catch yourself thinking that those words aren't simply describing the cello. You blush and turn away. Octavia looks up at you. She finally speaks. And when she does, it's full of heartache. She mentions something you didn't expect, something you never would have suspected in all the time you've heard her playing and her amazing skill. She finally tells you what's wrong. I didn't make it. I didn't make the group. I tried so hard for a whole year. I came here by myself. I stayed in this room. I practiced and I gave up on friendships. I gave up on spending time with others I cared about. And for what? So that some conductor could stare at me as I finished my piece and give his opinion on what he thought real music should sound like. He doesn't know. I don't care that he's been a conductor for 30 years. I don't care that he has his own orchestra. He doesn't know. I know. I put in the time. I was here. I put in the effort. And effort should matter. It always mattered before. Why doesn't it matter now? I'm sorry I roped you into this. I just needed someone to talk to. Because it seemed my notes weren't good enough to express my feelings anyway. I'm glad you're here, though. I know I've seen you before. I always see you in the room next to mine. And I have to be honest, I never see you playing your instrument. I'm pretty certain why you're there. But today I'm not very critical, and I'm sorry if I ever was with you. If I ever gave you a negative glance or said anything in your presence that was ill thought. I'm sorry that I didn't talk to you. I'm thinking that perhaps now the one thing I need more than a spot on the CANTERLOT Symphony Orchestra is a friend. I don't know how to express myself right now with this instrument. I don't know when I'll be able to do so again. I thought that if I tried my best, if I just kept at it would work out. And it didn't. And here we are. She holds her cello close again. She bottles up. She hits her rest. There appear to be no more notes in her words. She holds the bow for her cello down limply, without energy, and you can feel the heaviness in the room. It is too heavy in here, too stifling. So you reach out and place a soft touch on her shoulder. You want her to know this is a comforting move. You want her to understand that you're there for her. So you make sure to pull back and wait to see if she really does want that kind of comfort, or if she wants just someone to talk to. And as you pull back, she reaches out and grasps your touch and pulls you back. She wants the embrace, and she takes it. She is so full of pain that when you hold her close, you can feel that ache inside of her. Very deep, the scar runs. And with your embrace, you find a way to fill it up, to heal it with words. And you tell her this isn't the end, that her practice does matter, that everything she's ever done will lead up to something great, that it doesn't matter what that conductor said, and it doesn't matter what he thinks, because he made a mistake not to let Octavia Melody be a part of his group, which means he wasn't good enough to be her conductor. Instead, you say that Octavia deserves better. You tell her that any conductor worth their years, their experience, would know that she is one of the best musicians in all of CANTERLOT, nay, in all of Equestria. You say that one day she, Octavia Melody, will be the reason the audience flocks to the theater, the reason they stand in line for hours to get a chance to view the silhouetted form of Octavia Melody right there on the stage, moments before the curtain rises and reveals her sitting there, cello in arm, ready to perform to crowds of hundreds, thousands, those who watch from the comfort of their homes as she is shown live to all across the land. You tell her that she is going to be the reason little girls and boys grow up to wish to be musicians like her, and you let her know that she is the future of music for many. You tell her this and watch her eyes tear up and her heart fill with emotion, and she is overwhelmed. She does not want to let go, but when she stares over at her cello, you can feel it. The fire returns. Inside she has it. She knows what to do. She smiles, nuzzles you on the cheek, and sits back down, motioning for you to stay. You get the front row seat tonight, the first of many, as she unleashes the best music she has ever played, soaring symphonies that would not be out of place in the royal orchestra. You feel the notes live inside you. You feel the vibration and intensity of her strength, her mastery of the bow as she pulls back and forth, and she delivers all of her passion into the movement, into the melody. She is overcome with emotion, and you can see her eyes. As she closes them, the tears begin to fall and the smile spreads, and you know that she has found herself. She has entered her paradise, and every note that comes after that beautiful smile, is fierce and strong and so wonderful that it is just an entire world living inside the music. And after all of that, when she finally sits, gasping for breath, looking at the cello as though she had just summoned the strongest magic she knows, she looks up at you and laughs. A sweet, hearty giggle. The color returns to her face, and she smiles. Thank you. Thank you. You're right. I am the future. And I know that now. I don't need anyone else's approval. I don't need to prove myself. I simply need to find a conductor, to find a group, an orchestra that knows from the moment they hear me that I belong with them, and they would be fools to let me go. Thank you. I am so happy. She stands up, holds you one more time in the same way she held that cello, nuzzles quietly, and you can feel the compassion and the heart behind her touch. Before she opens the door, looks back at you, smiles, and walks away. And then comes back immediately because she realizes she forgot her cello. Blushing, she grabs it and the bow and apologizes to who she does not know as she awkwardly steps outside, looks again, and then walks back. Yes, Octavia Melody is a very refined mare, and you know you'll be spending more time inspiring her with your words and your embrace, because that blush was the first note of an entirely new song between you two.